Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Danny Chang from Robert Frost Middle School in Montgomery County. Today I am going to show you how you can use your Edline account to benefit your students. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my Edline account. And that'll take me to my school main page. And on my left has all my classes. I've already managed all my classes except for my homeroom, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that on a blank slate by clicking onto my homeroom since I haven't done that yet. So I'll click on homeroom, and right here we can go ahead and see that everything is blank. Edline has already provided two folders for me. One is class descriptions and one is tests. I could go ahead and use that or delete that. I'm eventually going to delete these and put in my own folders. And over here on the Edline icon, this is where I could go ahead and place a picture and a class description. And I'm going to go ahead and do that first. In order to do that, I'm going to scroll down under Tools. I'm going to go click on Manage Class. So click on Manage Class, and I could change the name, the class name, but I'm going to keep it as Homeroom. And over here is where we could go ahead and type in our class description. Now this right here works just like a Word document where you could go ahead and change your font size, you could change the color, you could bold it, italicize, underline, you could do right justification, left justification, and centering right here, and they have bullets. I already have one written up, so I'll just go ahead and paste that on there. Excuse me. So right here I've written Welcome to Homeroom with Mr. Chang, and that is my class description. I'm going to go ahead and add an image or a picture, and in order to do that you should have a picture or an image already saved into your files. So now I'm just going to go ahead and browse through my files and look for that image that I want. So I'm just going into my documents. I'm going to look for my pictures in my documents. And I have a picture that I use every year that's right over here for homeroom. I'll click on that, and I know that it's already been uploaded because it has the homeroom.jpg, and it also has a button where I can remove the image if I'd like to. Once I'm done with that, I could go ahead and save and return. I could save at the bottom or at the top, doesn't really matter where. And now I have my picture. I love homeroom. And welcome to Homeroom with Mr. Chang. That's my class description. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in a folder where I could go ahead and put my class notes in. Typically I would do that for all my other classes, my Algebra Prep, my Algebra Math 6. Homeroom, we don't take notes, but I'm just going to show you how you can do that. And in order to do that, I'm just going to hover my mouse right where it says Contents, and you see two little icons here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and edit it, and that's in order to do that I'm going to click the button with that pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these two folders by checking them over here and deleting them since I don't use them. So I'll go ahead and delete those two items, and I'm going to add my own folder in there. And in order to add my own folder, I'll click on the drop down arrow right over here. I'll click on folder, and I am going to go ahead and add one. I'm going to call this folder, so folder name, I'm going to call it Quarter 1 Notes. Some people may want to use Unit 1 Notes or something else. That's up to you. So I'll call it Quarter 1 Notes, save and return, and I'll click on Done. And we can now see that the other two folders are gone, and I have my new folder, Quarter 1 Notes. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in some notes in there. I could go ahead and put in a Word document, a PDF file, or even a flip chart that I may have created. And what I have right here is that I have a flip chart, just some simple things, today's notes, how to use Edline. Today we're working on Edline, and you can have several pages, so I'll just go ahead and add another page. We'll call it page 2. So this is just like creating any other flip chart or PowerPoint. You can use your annotations. You could go ahead and use your highlighter. And anything that you have on here, you could go ahead and save, just like as if you were teaching a lesson and you had somebody absent and they wanted to see that lesson, they wanted to see what you did in class, you could go ahead and save that, and they could get it on Edline. So that's what we're going to do. That's our goal, is to get this flip chart on Edline. So I'm going to save this as a PDF file. And the funny thing is that we're going to go ahead and click on File, but we're not going to click on Save or Save As. We're actually going to print it. And when we click on Print, we're going to print it. Make sure you click on All or whatever pages you want. We're going to export it to a PDF. And that's located right over here at the bottom right-hand corner. So I will export to PDF. I'll click on that. You might get an error message depending on your network. If you do get an error message like this, just click on OK. You should still be able to save it in your files. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it in a location that I know that I will remember. So I'm just going to go, I'll just save it over here under Chang Frost Files, and I'll save it as Notes for Edline. So I'll save that, and notice it's being saved as a PDF file. I'll save that. And now I will go back to Edline over here, and we're going to go ahead and put those notes inside the quarter one notes folder. In order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on the folder, not the words. I'm going to click on the folder. This is where I can edit and view the content. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I have nothing in the folders. That's why it says no items found here. I'm going to add a document. So I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow, click on Document, and then I'm going to go ahead and add one. I'm going to scroll down to the calendar and put in today's date. So I can go ahead and click on this calendar and choose today's date, which is the 21st of August. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add the content. So at Add Content, I'm going to import an existing file. So the file that I just saved, I'll click on that. I'll browse through my files to find that. So I'll go back to my documents, my Chang Frost files. I'll look for Notes for Edline. And it looks like I have it. Oops, looks like I went a little too far. Notes for Edline right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that. And I'm going to import it. So importing might take a couple seconds. And it automatically gives me a title, Notes for Edline.pdf. You can get rid of the .pdf if you want, but you don't have to. And now we're just going to go ahead and scroll down here. And if you want to put it in more than one class, you could go ahead and add certain classes. So I could click on a class. You could click on more than one class, but you do need to hold a control button. So if I want to go ahead and add this class here, and I want to add, let's say this class right here, I'll hold down the control button. I'll click on that. That'll highlight the two classes. I'll click on Add, and I could save it. I don't want to have these classes in here. I don't want to give them the same notes, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them back. So I'll remove them, and that way only my homeroom class will receive these notes. So I'm going to save this. Again, you can save at the bottom or at the top. We'll click on Done, and that'll show you that we now have our notes for Edline under the quarter one notes. So if we go back to the homeroom page, or the main page in a homeroom, your students should be able to access those notes in two locations. One is under the quarter one notes, which we can click on, and then we'll click on Notes for Edline. You should be able to see the two pages that we saw earlier. So here's page 1, here's page 2, and then if I close that, we could also access it in another place. We'll go back to homeroom. You can access it by the calendar. Now, since today is the 21st, you should be able to see it here. But let's say today was the 22nd. This is not going to be here if today's the 22nd. So they could click on calendar. They could go to the day that they were absent, click on those notes for that day, and they can access the notes on that day as well. Okay, So two ways to access the notes. So click on Done. So now we just got our notes up on Edline. Let's say that you found a really great link. Maybe it's a video, maybe it's something else, just a resource, and you want to share that link with your class. We could go ahead and put our links in this section over here where it's titled Links. Same thing with the contents. We'll just hover over there. We'll go ahead and click on the pencil for edit. And we're going to go ahead and add in a link. We don't have any links right now. If you click on the drop down menu, you have two options, a photo or a link. We'll just go ahead and add in a link. Click on add. And if you scroll down, you can put in today's date, but you don't have to. That way it'll always be there. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it blank for now. I'm going to go ahead and add in a link, and I've already found a video that I want to go ahead and share with my students. It's called Are You Using Edline on YouTube. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight the entire address. I'm going to copy it. I can hit Control C or right click and copy. And now I'm just going to go ahead to my Edline folder and paste it right over here where it says link URL. So I'm just going to go ahead and Control V or right click paste. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I like to view it in a new window. That way they will always have Edline on. So I just keep that checked. If it's not checked, you can check it. Same thing, you could go ahead and add in any more classes that you want to also view that link. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on save. Oh, I do need a title, so I forgot to put in that title. So I'll go back up, put in a title, and we'll just go ahead and call it Are You Using Edline? And we'll capitalize that. And you can put in a question mark if you want. So I'll click on Save and Return. Again, you can save at the top or at the bottom. I now have that link, Are You Using Edline? We'll click on Done. And it brings you back to your home page, and now we see that link, Are You Using Edline? So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. It'll open up a new window, and we should be able to see the video. Okay, we'll stop here, and that just shows that we can go ahead and link something from our Edline account. I'll go back to our Edline, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you two more things. One is for our notes or for our news. We could go ahead and enter some news. So for example, if I want to just go ahead and say we have back to school night. So I could go ahead and click on calendar or news. It doesn't really matter. Well, let's just go ahead and put in something in the news. We'll click on the edit again over here, the pencil. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is put in a news. I'm going to add a news, and if you look at the drop-down menu, you can add a link or an RSS feed. I'm just going to call it a news. Add that. And we're going to go ahead and say back to school night. And that'll be the title. Back to school night for our school will be on September 12th. So I'll go ahead and go to September 12th. And I'm going to go ahead and enter some text by hand. So I'll click on that. And this is just like the description that we saw earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and choose a font. I like using this one, and I like using size 12. So I'm just going to go ahead and write save the date. I'll put it in red just so that it'll be nice and highlighted. Save the date. Oops. I do want to go ahead and bold that as well. And we'll say back to school night will be held on September 12th. And just to change some things up, we could go ahead and change the color to that. We'll just go ahead and change it to blue. Why not? Okay, so save the date. Back to school night will be held on September 12th. We'll just bring that back down, and again, you can add it to all your classes. I'm just going to go ahead and give it to everybody so that we do know everybody's going to have back to school night on the same day. Now, if you want everybody, you can click on the first one, you hold down the shift button, and you click on the last one. That'll automatically highlight everybody, and we'll just go ahead and click on add. So now everybody's going to receive the same message. I'll hit save and return. And we now see, let's click on done. We now see under our news section, back to school night, save the date. Back to school night will be held on September 12th, and it's also in our calendars for important information. Okay, we can notice that it's not in red, it's not in blue. If you click on back to school night, that's where you could actually see the font. Okay, I'm going to go back to our homeroom, and this is basically it. So if you have any questions about how to add in links or how to add in a file, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. You can like this, comment. I hope your kids can get a lot out of it. All right. Good luck to you and enjoy your new school year.